Welcome to Left-Handed Lock Sport. I'm the EJM3, and for video number 11, we're doing something slightly different. Instead of picking a lock, we are going to be randomizing a practice lock to be picked. And we're going to be doing that with this code. So step one is to get this code on your computer. So to do that, go into the description, hit the first link, and you will come to this page. And then all you need to do is highlight 1 through 178, hit copy, then go to the second link in the description, which is an online Python compiler, and you're going to paste it in here. And that's it. You are ready to run it now. All you have to do is click run right here, and the code will pop up on the screen. So what does the code do? Well, I wanted the code to answer two questions. The first is, which lock should I pick? The second is, how do I pin up my practice lock today? So the first question I normally ask when I want to pick, I have no plan, and I have 3 locks that all are yelling at me to be picked, but I don't know where I want to spend the time. So I wrote this part of the code here, random lock. Now, I wanna take a step back for a split second. All of this code stuff, if you've never seen it before, don't be intimidated. All of this green stuff is just my message to you. Anything that starts with a hashtag or a pound is a note that I wrote, and it has nothing to do with the code. And all of this explains exactly what I'm going to tell you verbally now, but in text form. So don't be intimidated, just read through. It reads like a book. So random lock. I also, I should mention, this is the second time I wrote this, and I wanted anyone with absolutely no experience to be able to come in, modify the code, and run it the way that they wanted to. So I did a little bit of harder work later on in the code, which we will not get to in this video. If you want to see the rest of the code and an explanation of how it works, let me know in the comments. I'll do a second video, but it'll just be way too long if I do the entire thing in one. So to compile a list of locks that you have in front of you, and you want this to pick, all you need to do is type in between the quotations all the locks you have. So I have all of these locks in front of me, and I also have an American 5100 series that I want to add to the list. So now if I hit run, over here in the blue section, it's going to pick one of these 5 locks. Avis 83 is the first time, and then we got the multi-lock interactive, American 5100. So it will, every time you click run, it will choose one of these locks at random. Now that is an added feature I wanted to put on to this code, but it wasn't the reason why I wrote the code. What I'm doing through the entire month of March is doing what's called the lockpicking advent calendar, which I'm picking a progressively harder lock each day. And starting on day 19, I'm going to randomize my entire Avis 83. So I wanted a computer program to randomize it for me, or else it really isn't random. So that's this next section right here, randomize a practice lock. So number of chambers, in our case, we're going to change this from 0 to 6. And I should say, if you are running this on your computer and you want just the random lock picker, if you put this down to 0, it will just run this code. It won't go down to this part of the code. So if you want to run the random lock part of the code, remember just to put this back to 0. Okay, so now we're going to pin up a custom lock, and I put in way more things than I needed, but I wanted this to be flexible for all of you out there. So maybe you have the Sparrow's reload kit that comes with 4 different keys. Well, you can put each key in the different keys here, like we did with our locks, and it will choose one of the random keys here. You can also choose the different types of springs that you have. I have copper and steel, but maybe you have a longer copper and a shorter copper. So I left 5 blank spaces for that. Key pin types, if you're working on an American practice lock, then you will have either regular or serrated or perhaps even spools. And then here's where I needed it, is right here, the driver pins. Standard, spool, serrated, and mushroom. But I left many more spaces down here, just in case you happen to get a lock from Super Llama with his crazy, crazy driver pins. You can list them all right here. So that is all you need to do. Just fill up all of these things with what you have in front of you, with what you have to work with. And that's all there is to it. As long as this number of chambers is greater than 0, then it will run that part of the code, and let's do that now. So there we go. We have populate chamber 1 with a copper spring and a standard driver pin. 2 is going to be with a steel spring and a spool. 3 is going to be with a copper and a serrated, and so on. And every time you hit run, it re-randomizes your practice lock. And that's it. So now you know how to run this on your computer, and you know how to modify it with what you have in front of you. So I hope you use this tool. I hope you find it helpful. I know that I will be using this when I'm bored and I just don't know what to do. So if you like this video, hit subscribe. If you want to look at my last video, click over here. And if you want to see my next video, click over here. And until next time, peace.